What's good, guys? It's your man DL Saint. So it appears there's been another incident involving an air carrier. This time it's a Delta, a Boeing 717. So let's check this out, guys.
Like thick smoke seen filling the cabin of this Delta Airlines flight, passengers covering their noses, the plane forced to return to Atlanta.
Smoke in the cabin and need to plan a return back.
The 25-year-old Boeing 717 bound for Columbia, South Carolina this morning with 99 passengers and crew on board. But just minutes into the flight, the cabin filling with that thick haze.
So right there, smoke in the cabin, smoke in the cockpit. I've dealt with countless situations where a pilot will report this event and declare an emergency. And what does air traffic control do? Air traffic control just clears out a way, brings the airplane back to the airport as fast as possible, as safely as possible, just like they said. They would have been talking to the TRACON controller. They've taken off from Atlanta. They're going to their destination. This event apparently happened pretty quick after departure. As you can see, the smoke is thick. Normally, when you deal with this sort of thing, pilot reports smoke in the cabin, smoke in the cockpit. It's normally they can smell smoke. This is the first time I've actually seen this type of situation where the cabin is actually full of smoke. The flight attendants in the back will notify the crew up front, notify the pilot, hey, we got a situation back here. Normally, the pilot or the first officer will come back and see what's going on. They would open that door, see all the smoke, close the door right away, like, yeah, we got a problem. Call, make the call to air traffic control. We have an emergency, declare an emergency, and the system begins. So the radar controller will right away ask the, say intentions, and the pilot will tell you, hey, we want to land. So air traffic will get them whatever they need. So they're going to give them a vector, which is a turn. They're going to give them a series of vectors, give them whatever altitude they want, probably trying to keep them as low as possible, whatever the pilot wants. They're going to bring them back around. They're going to notify the tower, hey, we have this airplane on the radar. Everyone knows that this airplane is having a problem. You basically light it up. It tells you it's an emergency. You see it. All the air traffic controllers in the area see it. All the air traffic controllers in the tower see it. That's number one. You see it as a tower controller, you're working, you look up on your radar and you see that EM flashing. It's a red EM. You see that flashing? Like, okay, right? That guy's coming back. You just don't know what's going on. Supervisor will be on the phone, getting all the pertinent information, and then the radar controller will call the tower controller, the local controller, let them know what's going on. They're going to switch him over. The local controller will get the airplane. As soon as they check in, the local controller is going to clear them to land. And then the local controller, the radar, the tower guy, will tell the pilot what to expect. Hey, we got fire rescue standing by. You're going to land. At that point, we let the crew decide what they're going to do. If they want to land and stop on the runway and exit there, it's whatever they want to do. The controllers, of course, are going to try to encourage the pilot to get off the runway, but if they will smoke like that, I'm getting off that bird as fast as possible. As soon as we touch down, hit the brakes, let's get everybody off this airplane because safety is first. Let's continue.
Delta saying the flight crew followed procedures, making an emergency landing. Atlanta Fire Rescue helping to evacuate the plane. Passengers seen going down slides and standing on one of the wings.
When we went out of one of the exits, we were actually on the wing. Right. And we kept saying, well, how are we going to get down? And we had to go back in the plane and during more smoke and then go to the other exit and then fly down the chute.
And it comes after these incredible images.
So, again, this is the world of air traffic. Apparently, there were no injuries. No one was hurt while on the flight. However, we'll see if there are any lingering effects, medical effects for inhaling the smoke. The NTSB is going to be on the scene. They're going to find out exactly what happened. Obviously, this is going to be something mechanical. They're going to figure out what happened. I know a lot of people out there talking about these Doge cuts, and I talked about this. Could these cuts that Doge is doing, Elon Musk and these, his little whiz kids are out here Could it affect air traffic control? Yes. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but was the proper inspections done and done properly? Is this a case where this maybe an inspection got pushed down the road or something? Like, oh, we'll get to it later. We still have a few more days before we get that inspection. You have inspectors who may be overworked and couldn't get to the aircraft in time. I'm only speculating, guys. I don't know, but it will come out in the investigation. The NTSB are going to look over all of the maintenance logs, and they're going to be asking a lot of questions as to what inspections were done, what mechanics did it, what inspector came to check the work. This is why we have so many people in government work, people who work for government, because there's a lot of things that need to happen to keep us safe, especially when you're flying an aircraft that are over 25 years old. There's nothing wrong with having an old airplane, nothing at all, so long as you do the maintenance, right? And so long as the inspections are getting done in a timely manner. So we're going to find out what happened. Guys, we're getting really close to finding the fix for my studio. I have a computer that was running Windows 10. The Windows 11 update, I know I rarely use updates. I finally did the update. That seems to be the problem. So now all I have to do is get my hands on Windows 10 and figure out how to reinstall Windows 10 onto my computer. Yes, guys, I know I can just go back to factory resets, but I have to figure out how I keep the machine from downloading the Windows 11 application, the update. So we're getting close, guys. Real close. We'll be back. We'll be back into the studio, and we'll be getting back at it. You've definitely seen a change in the content. I'm definitely going to go back to what I started out to do. And once we get back into the studio, I'll explain to you exactly what I'm talking about. But to recap, there was another incident, smoke in the cabin, Delta flight. The pilots declared an emergency. They departed out of Atlanta and were able to return to the airport and exit the aircraft. And apparently there were no injuries reported. It's air traffic, guys. It's how it works. There's always something every single day. All right, so I'll be talking to you guys later. I'm DL Saint. Peace.